So there was an interesting article out this week that I wanted to talk about, and this article quotes numerous different experts, political analysts, people who have been studying the Q movement since it emerged, and these individuals actually think that on the current trajectory that the Republican Party is on, it's only going to go further down that rabbit hole, and eventually people like Marjorie Taylor Greene are going to be viewed as moderate Republicans because that is how far down this conspiracy hole they see the Republican Party going if, again, the current trajectory does not change. That's a terrifying thought, right? I mean, just yesterday, we saw Taylor Greene go out there and post that big sign outside of her door that there's only two genders. And that's because her neighbor across the hall put out the flag supporting transgendered rights. And it's all very juvenile what Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing. And to think that in the near future she might be like a Mitt Romney character where you're like, well, at least Marjorie Taylor Greene didn't vote to, whatever horrible thing the more extreme Republicans want to do. Folks, that really is a terrifying thought. And honestly, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility whatsoever. The Republican voters in this country have proven that they're okay. They're absolutely okay with any level of crazy you throw at them. So far, we have not yet seen, except I think with one exception, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But other than that one exception, you haven't seen anything you can throw at Republican voters where they're just like, nah, I'm not going to do it. And the one exception, of course, was Roy Moore in Alabama after, the stories came out about him cruising malls looking for young preteens and, very young teenagers, certainly underage teenagers back in the day. But even then, Roy Moore got like 48% of the vote. So they just barely said we're not okay with that. Other than that, you've got the Q supporting representatives. Yep, let's vote for them. Cool. What about ones who have, engaged in horrendous behavior or, husband is a sex offender kind of person? Sure. Send them all in. We don't care. These are the people the Republicans choose. So it only stands to reason that if a more extreme candidate becomes their nominee, they would also choose that person. And one of the biggest culprits here is not just, by the way, the Republican voters. The culprit is gerrymandering. So when you have these districts across the country that are so red that even a potato with an R written on it could win, then you're going to get the extremists. Because those Republican districts truly will vote for anyone who calls themselves a Republican. So if you get a crazy one in there, the crazy one will get elected. And then once the crazy one gets elected, it sends a message to all of the other nut jobs throughout the country that, hey, maybe I could do that too. And again, it plays itself out a lot more in the gerrymandered districts. Marjorie Taylor Greene, that is a safe Republican district. If she does not have a strong Republican challenger up against her, she's going to be there for a while. Kind of like Matt Gaetz. Not saying that this area, by the way, is gerrymandered so much. This is just a red area. And it's a, little square tip in Northwest Florida. It's not all weird shaped like Dan Crenshaw's district. Shaped like a big old hook coming down. Yeah, that guy wouldn't be in Congress if not for gerrymandering. Matt Gaetz, on the other hand, he's here because he found a home in a deep red district. But regardless of what it is, these deep red districts where only Republicans can win, whether it's through gerrymandering or not, they can put up the crazy people. And the crazies can easily win. And more districts like that mean more candidates like that, mean a Republican Party in Congress moving further and further to the right. These analysts are correct. And if we want to stop it, that's up to the Democrats to actually do something and start delivering for the American public so that they quit flocking to these absolutely unhinged individuals looking for a better life.